Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavi Shri Rupam Saksham Sarvani Raghunatham Tam Sakadam Sagadutam Darsana Sritam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Radha Saranam Shri Vishakali Ramsha Shri Krishna Pranathin Devi Bandhuja Pustaki Shri Krishna Pujaka Radha Kankana Veshaki Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishna Kali Devi Karmani Namo Mahavitanyaya Krishna Devotaranagi Krishna Krishna Pancha Kalpa Deva Shweta Panchamukhti Eva Chapakitara Bhavanitya Krishna Nitya Namaha Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Krishna Nityananda Krishna Nityananda Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Shri Vedanta Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Namaste Saraswati Devi Shri Is this being visible nicely? We are spoiling our lives. Prahlād Mahārāj instructs his young friends. My dear friends, material enjoyment involves agitating the senses. Here this material sense enjoyment, my dear friends, and your only thought is how to enjoy these senses, that's all. The possession of a particular body, we have particular senses, and we enjoy. For example, a camel enjoys thorny twigs. Why? Camels are very fond of thorny twigs because when they chew the twig, blood comes out of the tongue and they taste their own blood. The camel thinks this is very nice. He eats thorny twigs, the twig cuts his tongue and the blood oozes out. He tastes his own blood, but he thinks I'm enjoying. This is self gratification. Sex life is also like that. We taste our own blood and we think we are enjoying. That is our foolishness. The living entity who has contacted this material body is a spiritual being. But because he has a tendency to enjoy, to exploit this material nature, he has contacted a body. There are 84 lakh species of living entities, each with a different body. And according to the body, they have particular senses. And in order to enjoy a particular type of pleasure, Prahlād Maharaj says that this body is a particular type of enjoyment to go together. Suppose you are given thorny grass or twigs. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a very nice food. It is certified by the camels. It is very good. Would you like to take it? No. What sense are you offering me? What nonsense are you offering me? Because you have a different type of body, you have no taste for that. But if you offer it to a camel because of his particular body, it is a very nice way. So first step में प्रहलाद महाराज अपने फ्रेंड्स को ह्यूमन लाइफ की इम्पोर्टेंस बताते हैं कि ह्यूमन लाइफ बहुत ज़्यादा रेयर है, तो इसकी आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी, जो रेयर अपॉर्चुनिटी है, इसका आपको फायदा लेना चाहिए. तो इसके बारे में प्रहलाद महाराज अपने फ्रेंड्स को बताते हैं. So my dear friends, now is the time to pursue Krishna consciousness. क्योंकि अभी हम यंग हैं, तो 5 वर्ष की आयु से बच्चों को कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस के बारे में सिखाना चाहिए. अब वो बता रहे हैं कि हम अपनी लाइफ को कैसे स्पॉइल कर रहे हैं. तो अलग अलग लोगों को अलग अलग बॉडीज मिलती है और उसके हिसाब से उनका एंजॉयमेंट होता है. अगर कोई कैमल है तो कैमल क्या करता है, वो कांटा खाता है और कांटे की वजह से जब उसका टंग कट जाता है, जो भी ब्लड आता है वो उसको टेस्ट करता है, तो उसको लगता है कि अरे कितना टेस्टी है ये. और वही अगर मान लीजिए हमारे पास अगर कोई ऐसे ले रखा है कि देखो जो कांटे हैं ना, इसको कैमल ने बताया कि बहुत टेस्टी है, तो आप खा के दिखाइए, हम लोग बोलेंगे क्या नॉनसेंस है. तो हमारी बॉडी अलग है, उसकी बॉडी अलग है, अलग अलग बॉडी के हिसाब से अलग अलग एंजॉयमेंट है.
One man's food is another man's poison. One is offered something which is not his food, he cannot take it. A stool-eating hog will not accept nice foodstuffs such as cake. Give him stool and it will be very nice. But if you have offered stool, Because you have a different body, you will say, what are you offering? There are different kinds of material enjoyment, but those who are actually intelligent know that such enjoyment is due to the body. Actual happiness, however, is that which is not enjoyed by material senses but by the spiritual senses. Because we are spirit, we have spiritual senses. Now these are covered by matter, and therefore we are entrapped. Therefore you should not endeavor to achieve material happiness. It will come. Lower happiness, lower animals have no business profession, but still they eat and live. So Prahlād Maharaj says, you need not endeavor for material pleasure, that will come. Because you have a body, it is predestinated that bodily enjoyment as you are fit to enjoy it will come. If misery comes out of our calling for it, the happiness will come without calling for it. Therefore, we should not be very anxious to aggravate our senses to increase material happiness. In any civilization, those who have no spiritual happiness always hanker after sense enjoyment. Prahlād Maharaj says, your life is limited, although it is very valuable. It is also very limited. And our duty is to de dovetail ourselves in some way in Krishna consciousness and to act accordingly. You should not try to increase your material sense of movement. You should not increase it. There are so many different kinds of bodies and they are guided by nature's law. You have to eat like this. You have to live like this. You have to sleep like this. It has already been arranged.
Our higher intelligence comes with with this human body because we have higher consciousness. We should try for a higher enjoyment in life, which is spiritual enjoyment. And how can the spiritual enjoyment be achieved? You should not waste your time simply hankering for material pleasure. Then what is to be done? One should absorb himself in serving the Supreme Lord who gives this pleasure of liberation. We should turn over attention to achieving the lotus feet of Krishna who can give a liberation from this material world. How long do we have to engage ourselves? Prahlad Maharaj says, we are now in material inten- entanglement. Now I have this body. I will quiet this body after a few years and then I will have to accept another body. Once you take up one body and enjoy as your body's sense dictate, you prepare any other body by such sense enjoyment and you get another body as you want it. There is no guarantee that you will get a human body. That will depend on your work. If you worked just like a demigod, you get a demigod's body, and if you worked like a dog, then you get a dog's body. This is not in your hand, it is in the hand of the nature. Our duty is not to speculate on what we are doing to get next. At the present moment, let us understand that we have this material body. Now we, if we want to develop our spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, then we should at once engage ourselves in this Krishna activity. This is auspicious for further progress. Prahlad Maharaj, how long should you do it? As long as this body does not stop working. We do not know when it will stop functioning. The great saint Parikshit Maharaj got 7 days notice. Your body will fall in a week, but we do not know when our body will fall. As soon as we are on the road, there may immediate be some accident. We should always be prepared. Death is always there. We should not optimistically think everyone is dying. I shall live. Why why will you live if anyone is dying? Your father has died, your mother has died, your sister, your other relatives. Why should you live? You will also die, and your children will also die. Therefore, before death comes, along as we have this human intelligence, let us engage in Krishna consciousness. This is the prescription of Prahlād Maharaj. The material body is called Purusam. Everyone is engaged to enjoy. Purusa Purusa means to enjoy or the enjoyer. There is no one in this material world who does not like the enjoyment, who does not like to enjoy sense gratification.
There is
There,
no one in this material world who does not like to enjoy sense gratification. Therefore, the body may be what it is, either male or female, but the desires, the ambition is to enjoy material life. So, the body is called Purusham. We do not know when this body will stop, but let us immediately engage in Krishna consciousness and act accordingly. But if I immediately engage myself in Krishna consciousness, what about my living? That is arranged for. I am very happy to inform you of the confidence of a student in one of our branches. There was a disagreement. One student said, "You are not looking after how to maintain the establishment." And he replied, "Oh, Krishna will supply." This is a very nice conviction. I was glad to hear it. If cats and dogs and hogs can get food, and if we are going to be in Krishna conscious and fully devote our service to Krishna, will he not arrange food uh, for our food also? Is Krishna ungracious? No. In Bhagavad Gita, you will find that the Lord says, "My dear Arjuna, I am equal to everyone. No one is the and uh, object of my envy, and no one is my special friend. But for one who engages in Krishna consciousness, I have special attention. If a small child completely is completely dependent on the mercy of his parents, the parents have special attention for that child. Although the parents are equally good to all the children, for the small child who are always crying, "Mother," they will have great concern. Yes, my dear child, yes, this is natural. Mataji, should I continue?
Yes, Mataji.
If you are completely dependent on Krishna, who is supplying food to the dogs, birds, bees, to 84 lakh species of life, life should why should he not supply to you? This conviction is called surrender. But we should not think, because Krishna is supplying my food, I shall now sleep. No, you have to work, but without fear. One should engage himself in Krishna consciousness. Now calculate our duration of life. In this age, it is calculated that we can live at most to 100 years. Formerly, a human being used to live up to 1 lakh years. In the Satyug, or age of goodness, they used to live 1 lakh years. In the next stage, Treta Yuga, they used to live for 10,000 years. And in the next, called Dwapar Yuga, they used to live for 1,000 years. Now, in this age called Kali Yuga, the estimation is for 100 years. But gradually, as the Kali Yuga progresses, our duration of life decreases still further. Anyone can understand this. Suppose my grandfather lived 100 years, and my son is going to live for 50 years, and his son is going to live for 30 years. This is the process of our modern civilization. We are very proud that we are happy and are improving our civilization. The result, however, is that we try to enjoy material life, but the duration of our life is shortened. This is called Maya illusion.
Now, accepting that we will live for 100 years, the duration of life is reduced. For those who have no information of spiritual life, who have not conquered sense enjoyment, or who are unable to control the mind, the lifetime of those who are too much addicted to sense gratification, according to this calculation, is at the most 50 years. Even if one has 50 years, if he has no information of spiritual life, his night is wasted in sleeping in sex life, that's all. He has no other interest. And in the daytime, what is his concern? Where is money? Where is money? I must maintain this body. And when he has money, now let me spend for my wife and children. And where is the time for spiritual realization? At night, he spends his time in this way, and at day, he spends his time in that way. Is that his mission in life? How horrible such a life is. The average person is illusioned in childhood, playing football and sporting. Up to 20 years, easily you can go on like that. That you became old, and you become old for another 20 years, you cannot do anything. When a man becomes old, his senses cannot function. We have seen many old men, then they have nothing to do but rest. Just now, we have received a letter from one of our students that his grandmother is paralyzed, and he has been suffering and has been suffering from last for the last 3.5 years. So in old age, everything is finished. As soon as you are 60 years old, therefore from the beginning to 20 years of age, everything is spoiled. And if you live for 100 years, another 20 in the last stage of life is also spoiled. So 40 years of your life are spoiled in that way. And in the middle, there is a very strong sex appetite. So another 20 years can be lost. 20 years, 20 years, and 20 years. 60 years are gone. How long are you going to live? This is the analysis of life by Prahlād Mahārāj. We are spoiling our life instead of using it. बेसिकली लास्ट चैप्टर में अलग अलग एग्जांपल्स के थ्रू हमने देखा था कि हमारी लाइफ कितनी रेयर है और हम उसको कैसे बर्बाद कर रहे हैं. वी शुड नॉट एंडवर टू मच फॉर मटेरियल सेंस एंजॉयमेंट, क्योंकि मटेरियल चीज़ें तो हमें मिल ही जाती है. जिस तरह से हमें दुख मिल जाता है उसी प्रकार से हमें सुख भी मिल ही जाएगा. तो हमें भक्ति करनी चाहिए. और इसमें बहुत अच्छी लाइन आई थी कि अगर भगवान हॉग्स एंड डॉग्स को प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं जो कि कुछ भी नहीं करते हैं, तो अगर अपनी लाइफ को फुल्ली डिवोट कर रहे हैं कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस के लिए, तो वो हमें भी प्रोवाइड करेंगे.
Chapter 3, Family Illusion. Prahlād Maharaj told her friend, "You have to begin Krishna consciousness immediately. All the boys were born of atheistic, materialistic families. But fortunately, Prahlād Maharaj was greatly devoted to the Lord from his birth. Whenever he found an opportunity, when the teacher was out of the room, he used to speak, 'My dear friends, this is the time. This is the time to begin Krishna consciousness.' Now, as we have started, someone might have said, um, but we are just boys, let us play. We are not going to die immediately. Let us have some enjoyment and then we shall become Krishna consciousness." Um, People do not know that Krishna consciousness is the highest enjoyment. They think that the boys who have joined the Krishna consciousness movement are foolish. They have left everything. And by Prabhupada's influence, they have joined. But actually, this is not. They're, they're all intelligent, educated boys coming from very respectable families. They are not fools. They are actually enjoying life. Otherwise, they would not have spread their valuable time for this moment. Actually, there is joyful life, but people do not know. They say, "What is this Krishna consciousness?" When one grows into sense gratification process, it is very difficult to get out of. Therefore, according to Vedic regulations, in student life beginning from the 5 years of age, boys are taught about spiritual life. That is brahmacharya. Brahmachari is one who has dedicated his life for supreme Krishna consciousness, for Brahma consciousness. He is called a brahmachari. He is always situated in the supreme. Brahmacharya has so many rules and regulations. According to brahmachari rules and regulations, however rich one's father may be, uh, one should be trained via the brahmachari system under the guidance of a spiritual master, and he should work in the ashrama for a spiritual master just like a menial servant. How is this possible? We are getting actual experience that very nice boys are coming from respectable families do not hesitate to do any work here. They are washing dishes, cleaning floors, everything. One student mother was astonished at her boy when she visited home. Before he would not even go to the store. Now he is engaged 24 hours a day, unless one feels pleasure. How it is possible that he can engage himself in such a process of Krishna consciousness? This is only due to the Hare Krishna. It is a single asset, Hare Krishna. One can be very jolly simply by Krishna consciousness. Actually, there is joyful life, but unless one is trained, one cannot live in it. Live it. Prahlād Maharaj says that everyone is attached to the family's affection.
Prahlād Maharaj says that everyone is attached to. um, if one is attached to family affairs, he cannot control his senses. Naturally, everyone wants to love. Society, friendship, and love are needed. They are demands of the spiritual souls, but they are being pervertedly reflected. Generally, I have seen that many ladies and gentlemen in your country have no family life, but they have placed their love in cats and dogs because he or she wants to love someone but does not see anyone suitable to his desire. He therefore prefer to place this valuable love in cats and dogs. Our concern is just to transfer the love which has to be placed somewhere to Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. If you transfer the love to the Krishna, that is perfection. But because we do not know where to place our love, being frustrated and cheated, we at once place our we at last place our love in cats and dogs. Everyone is entangled by the material perverted love. It is very difficult to develop spiritual life when one is advanced in material love. It is very difficult because the bondage of love is very strong. Therefore, Prahlad's proposition was that one should learn Krishna consciousness immediately from childhood. When a boy is, when a boy is 5 or 6 year old, he is sent to school to be trained. When he is too young, it is not possible for him to go to school. But as soon as his consciousness is developed, he is spent for education. Prahlad Maharaj says that one's education should be Krishna consciousness and it should begin immediately. When one is between the age of 5 and 15 years, he is considered a boy. After 16 years, one became a young boy. He goes on 40 years and then after 40 years, he is elderly. Then after 60 years, he is an old man. Prahlad Maharaj says that one should be taught Krishna consciousness from the beginning, from 5 to 15 years of age. This is very valuable time. You can train any boy in Krishna consciousness and he will be perfect.
श्री राधा माधव की जय, श्री सुकंठ की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा हमारे प्रभु सुदर्शन की जय। की जय। श्री पंचतत्व की जय। संसार दावानलिंग कारुण्याघनघनघनघनं तस्य कल्याणगुणान्वास्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणनन्दनं महाप्रभु गीतनृत्यगीता वादित्रमाज्ञानमनसोरसेन रोमाञ्चकं भाषुतरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणनन्दनं श्रीविग्रहाराधननित्यनाना शृङ्गारतान्मन्दिरमर्चनाद युक्तस्य भक्तं शानुरतोऽपि वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणनन्दनं चतुर्विधा श्रीभगवत्प्रसादो स्वादनदेवता हरिभक्तचन्द्रः तथैव तृप्तिं भजता सदैव वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणं श्रीराधिकामाधवयुगधारा माधुरीला गुणगुणाम्ना प्रदक्षिणास्वादन्योनिपास्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणं निकुञ्जयोनुरतिगिरितीर्थै ध्यायालसर्यो सरपेक्षणीया तत्रादिदक्षादतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणं साक्षाद्वरेत्विना समस्तशास्त्रे उत्तस्तदाभावदेव साधि किन्तु प्रभुर्यः देवतास्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणं यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् भगवति कुतोऽपि जयस्तु तस्यायशस्वतैः वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणं रामं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नित्यानन्दे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्यतदिशोधारि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व जय राधा माधव राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि श्री पंचतत्व की जय श्री राधवाद की जय प्रवीरं महाविष्णुं शरणं सर्वतोमुखं दर्शनं भीषणं वृत्रं नमाम्यहम् नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लादलाददायि हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः शिवटङ्कालकालये यतो नृसिंह यतो यामि ततो नृसिंहमदं शरणं प्रपद्ये कमलभरेणाकम् अद्भुतशृङ्गार हरदा हिरण्याकशिपु संहिङ्गां केशवधृता हरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरि जगदीश हरे, जगदीश हरे, जय नृसिंह देव नृसिंह देव जय नृसिंह जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल प्रभात श्री प्रहलाद जय ओम वृंदा तुलसी देवी आद्या वेकेश्वर श्रीमती देवी सत्यवती नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण तुलसी नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण सेवा बाबो प्रिय अभिलाषी तुलसी कृष्ण तुलसी तुम्हारे शरण लो सारा वंश पूर्ण हो कृपा गौरी करो तारे वृंदावनवासी पराई